Welcome back, dear readers, to another electrifying installment of TV Day's Drama Digest, where we dive deep into the heart-pounding, tear-jerking, and jaw-dropping moments that define days of our lives. The sleepy yet scandal-ridden town of Salem is once again ablaze with intrigue, and at the center of this maelstrom is Rachel Black, a young woman caught in a web of loyalty, guilt, and buried secrets. Today, we unravel the gripping saga of Rachel's testimony at Johnny DiMera's impeachment trial. A moment that promises to shake the very foundations of Salem's fragile peace. Will Rachel's words save her friend or plunge him into ruin? Will her testimony ignite chaos, or will she hold fast to a truth she may not even fully understand? Buckle up, because this drama is about to explode with twists and turns that will leave you breathless. In this article, we'll explore Rachel's inner turmoil, the specter of a buried memory that could rewrite history, and the explosive consequences of her courtroom appearance. With stakes this high, no one in Salem will escape unscathed. Let's dive into the chaos and see how this story plays out in vivid, heart-wrenching detail. Rachel's dilemma: loyalty or truth? Rachel Black has always been a complex figure in Salem. A young woman with a fierce heart, torn between her loyalties and the weight of her own conscience. As Johnny DiMera's impeachment trial looms, Rachel finds herself thrust into an impossible position. Her testimony could determine whether Johnny, a man she cares deeply for, faces a future behind bars. The mere thought of standing in that courtroom, under the piercing gaze of judges, lawyers, and the entire town, sends shivers down her spine. Her palms sweat, her heart races, and her mind churns with a single, desperate question. What do I say? Rachel's reluctance to testify stems from a deep-seated fear that her words could condemn Johnny. She knows the prosecution is hungry for a conviction, and every syllable she utters will be scrutinized, twisted, and weaponized. Johnny, with his charismatic charm and complicated past, has always been a polarizing figure in Salem. Some see him as a hero, others as a villain, but to Rachel, he's a friend, a flawed, human friend who doesn't deserve to be sacrificed on the altar of Salem's relentless drama. Yet, there's something darker lurking beneath Rachel's anxiety. Guilt, like a shadow, clings to her every thought. She can't shake the feeling that she's hiding something, not just from the court, but from herself. The whispers of doubt grow louder with each passing day. What if I'm not just a witness? What if I'm the key to this entire tragedy? As she paces her small apartment, the walls seem to close in, each tick of the clock a reminder of the impending trial. Rachel's fear isn't just about Johnny, it's about what her testimony might unearth. A truth so shattering it could destroy everything she holds dear. The buried memory. Did Rachel pull the trigger? Let's venture into the heart of this mystery, a theory so explosive it could rewrite Salem's history. What if Rachel Black is the one who killed E.J. DiMera? The very idea sends chills through the town, but it's a possibility we can't ignore. E.J.'s death was a seismic event, a murder that tore through Salem's elite and left a trail of suspicion and betrayal. Johnny, with his tangled ties to the DiMera family, was quickly pinned as the prime suspect. But what if the real culprit is standing right before us, hidden in plain sight? Dr. Marlena Evans, Salem's resident expert on the human psyche, has been working closely with Rachel to help her navigate the storm of emotions surrounding the trial. During their sessions, Marlena begins to suspect that Rachel's anxiety isn't just about testifying, it's rooted in something far deeper. Rachel, Marlena says gently, her voice a soothing balm in the chaos. Sometimes the mind buries memories that are too painful to face. It's a defense mechanism, a way to protect ourselves from truths we're not ready to confront. The theory is chilling. Rachel may have pulled the trigger that ended EJ's life, but the trauma was so overwhelming that her mind locked the memory away, buried beneath layers of denial and fear. As Marlena guides Rachel through hypnosis sessions, flashes of that fateful night begin to surface. Fragmented, disjointed images of a gun in her hand, the deafening crack of a shot, and EJ's lifeless body crumpling to the ground. Rachel wakes from these sessions trembling, her eyes wide with terror, unable to piece together whether these are memories or nightmares. The implications are staggering. If Rachel is the true killer, her testimony could unravel not just Johnny's fate, but her own. Would she confess to a crime she doesn't fully remember? Or would she, in a moment of panic, point the finger elsewhere, perpetuating a cycle of lies and blame that has long defined Salem's darkest moments? The courtroom looms like a guillotine, and Rachel's every word could be the blade that falls. The trial, a powder keg waiting to ignite the day of the trial, dawns gray and oppressive, the sky over Salem heavy with the weight of impending drama. The courthouse is a circus, with reporters clamoring for sound bites, townsfolk whispering rumors, and the DiMera family's shadow looming large. Rachel steps into the courtroom, her heart pounding so loudly she's sure everyone can hear it. The eyes of Salem are upon her, some sympathetic, others accusing, all hungry for the spectacle about to unfold. As Rachel takes the stand, the air crackles with tension. The prosecution, led by the sharp-tongued Melinda Trask, wastes no time in pouncing. Ms. Black, Melinda begins, her voice dripping with calculated menace. Can you confirm your whereabouts on the night of E.J. DiMera's murder? Rachel's throat tightens, her mind a whirlwind of fear and doubt. She glances at Johnny, seated at the defense table, his eyes pleading for her to stay strong. But the weight of her buried memory presses down, threatening to crack her resolve. What happens next is nothing short of chaos. Rachel's testimony begins haltingly, her words stumbling over one another as she tries to piece together a coherent story. But as Melinda presses harder, probing for inconsistencies, Rachel's composure begins to fray. I don't know, she blurts out, her voice rising to a near scream. The courtroom gasps, the judge bangs his gavel, and Johnny's face pales. Rachel's outburst is a spark in a powder keg, and Salem is about to explode. Does Rachel admit the truth? Does she confess to a crime she's only beginning to remember, or does she double down, blaming someone else, perhaps even Johnny himself, to protect her fragile psyche? The possibilities are endless, each one more dramatic than the last. If Rachel confesses, the fallout would be catastrophic. Johnny might walk free, but Rachel would face the wrath of the law and the DiMera family's vengeance. If she deflects, pointing the finger at another, she risks perpetuating a lie that could destroy innocent lives. And what if her memory remains buried, leaving her testimony a confusing tangle of half-truths that satisfies no one? The ripple effects, Salem in turmoil. Rachel's testimony, whatever form it takes, sends shockwaves through Salem. The DiMera family, already fractured by EJ's death, descends into further chaos. Stefano DiMera's ghost seems to hover over the proceedings, his legacy of manipulation and power plays echoing in every heated exchange. Kristen DiMera, ever the schemer, seizes the opportunity to advance her own agenda, whispering poison in the ears of anyone who will listen. Meanwhile, Chad DiMera, torn between loyalty to his family and his own quest for justice, watches Rachel's testimony with growing unease, sensing that the truth is far more complex than anyone realizes. Outside the courtroom, the citizens of Salem are divided. Some rally behind Rachel, seeing her as a victim of circumstance, a young woman caught in a web she didn't weave. Others, fueled by gossip and speculation, brand her a liar or worse, a murderer. The Brady pub becomes a battleground for heated debates, with Hope Brady and Roman Brady trying to keep the peace while grappling with their own doubts about Rachel's story. Even the Horton family, Salem's moral compass, finds itself fractured, as Julie Horton's unwavering belief in Rachel clashes with Doug Horton's skepticism. Marlena, ever the voice of reason, continues to work with Rachel, determined to uncover the truth before it's too late. But time is running out. The trial is moving at a breakneck pace, and every day brings new revelations that threaten to upend everything. A surprise witness emerges, claiming to have seen Rachel near the scene of the crime, holding a gun. A piece of evidence, a blood-stained scarf found in Rachel's apartment, casts further doubt on her innocence. And through it all, Rachel's own mind remains her greatest enemy, a labyrinth of fear and forgotten truths that she must navigate if she hopes to survive. The emotional core, Rachel's inner struggle at the heart of this drama, is Rachel herself, a young woman on the brink of collapse. Her journey is not just about the trial or the mystery of EJ's death, it's about confronting her own demons, her own capacity for darkness. Every night, she lies awake, haunted by fragments of that buried memory. The sound of the gunshot echoes in her dreams, the weight of the gun heavy in her hand. She sees EJ's face, not as the powerful Demera patriarch, but as a man betrayed, his eyes wide with shock as life drains from him. Rachel's guilt is a living thing, a beast that claws at her from within. She wonders if she's protecting Johnny out of loyalty or out of fear of what her own truth might reveal. She thinks of her mother, Isabella, who always believed in her strength, and wonders what she would say now. She thinks of Johnny, his easy smile and reckless charm, and wonders if she's betraying him by holding back. And she thinks of herself, a girl who once believed she could navigate Salem's chaos unscathed, now drowning in it. Marlena's sessions become Rachel's lifeline, a space where she can confront the fragments of her memory without judgment. "You're stronger than you know," Marlena tells her, her voice steady even as Rachel's world crumbles. "The truth, whatever it is, won't destroy you. It will set you free." But freedom feels like a distant dream when the truth could mean losing everything. Her friends, her family, her very sense of self. The climax, chaos unleashed. As the trial reaches its climax, Rachel's testimony becomes the linchpin of Johnny's fate. The courtroom is a pressure cooker, every word a potential detonation. Rachel stands at the precipice, her heart pounding, her mind a battlefield of truth and lies. Does she confess, risking everything to unburden her soul? Does she deflect, weaving a story that protects her but dooms another? Or does she break down, her memory still a jigsaw puzzle with missing pieces, leaving the court in disarray? The chaos Rachel feared erupts in spectacular fashion. Spectators shout, lawyers object, and the judge struggles to maintain order. Outside, Salem holds its breath, waiting for the verdict that will reshape the town's future. Johnny's fate hangs in the balance, but so does Rachel's. Will she emerge from this trial as a hero, a villain, or something in between? Will the truth about EJ's death finally come to light, or will it remain buried, a secret that festers in Salem's shadows? Conclusion: the aftermath and beyond. As the dust settles, one thing is clear: Rachel's testimony will leave an indelible mark on Salem. Whether she saves Johnny or condemns him, whether she confesses or conceals, the ripples of her actions will echo for years to come. The truth, as Marlena promised, may set her free, but freedom comes at a cost. Rachel must face the consequences of her choices, not just in the courtroom, but in the court of public opinion and in the quiet moments when she's alone with her thoughts. For the fans of Days of Our Lives, this is the kind of drama that keeps us coming back, raw, emotional, and unrelentingly intense. Rachel's story is a reminder that in Salem, no one is ever truly innocent, and the past is never truly buried. So, what do you think, dear readers? Will Rachel's testimony save or destroy? Will she uncover the truth about EJ's death, or will it remain a mystery that haunts her forever?